right there in my current folder I do have seasons data. So the first task will be reading this file. So read the seasons data file into MATLAB. So as I said, I do have the folder in my I do have the file in my folder. So right now I have just to create a variable. Let's make like this season n maybe, and then equal. So this is the name of the variable. Now MATLAB do expect me to find a function to read this file. So this function is read table, and we did explain this in the previous episode, so you might see this as a recap, but it's very helpful because it's gonna enforce this in your mind, so you're gonna be better with it. And then if I open a bracket, I already have a recommendation of the files that I do have. So this season data, this is the file I do want. Okay, and then I will press run or run section. And as we mentioned before, run section, I'm gonna just run the section under the double percent run. It will run the entire code that I do have. So here we go. Now I do have a file called season n. If I open a season n, like a lot of rows, a lot of columns, but yeah, then like I did finish the first task. And as I said, MATLAB function is very straightforward. Read table is just to read tables or read this file, because basically this file is a table. So read table is just to read table. Okay, so next task. Now extract the time and temperature from the table. Okay, extract the time and temperature. Time, we in the previous episode we explained time data and how I can like represent my time in a form of time data function and temperature. So the first thing I have to see where is time and where is temperature. So the time is the first column, and as we can see it is in the form of year, month and day, hour, minute, seconds. So I have to use datetime function to be in the same format, and my temperature is air temperature over there, which is column number 7. Okay, that's very helpful because this is how I'm gonna extract those files. So let's start with the time. So variable name, right? Variable name will be time. And then as I said, how I do extract, right now I have to pick my source, the source that I'm gonna extract from, which is will be season n. Okay, and then the cutting tools, as we mentioned before, those curly brackets. Now rows and columns. Okay, rows, I'm gonna select all my rows, which is, this is how I do select this, like double column. This means like I wanna select all my rows in this time. Okay, and as we mentioned before, time is first column, right? So I specify my rows, now I have to specify my column, which is just the first column. Okay, and I will press run. Okay, so now he's running and I have the time. But as we can see, this date time, but now I treated this as a normal variable. So I have to put this in a date time format, which let's create like maybe time, but like instead of capital it's small to differentiate between them, and then date time, and then I will put the big time. If I press run, okay, it does look the same, but it's not, because like now all my time data it's treated as the date time, so it's gonna be in a format automatically year, month, day, hour, minute, seconds. So that's very important to do this, because if you didn't do it and you like insert it in a table, it's gonna cause a lot of problems like going forward. So make sure when you're using any time data or any date like time or like formation to always be under the function datetime, and we explained datetime very deeply last episode. Okay, now time for temperature. So okay, same sequence. So variable name temperature, okay, equal my source, which is season n, okay, curly brackets, select all rows, okay, and then as we mentioned before, temperature is 7th column, so number 7, and then semicolon. Run. I have my temperature here. Okay, so far so good. Now we extract both the time and temperature from the table. This is how we do extract. It's very helpful too that we do have time, because now we do understand how we can extract the time and also change it to be under the date time function.